Yes, this is 2 episodes in a row with a botched intro. I apologize. February 23rd, 2:15 p.m., Wright and Co-Law offices. Mr. Wright, so, what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, let's see, what is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot. And the police department's evidence room. What's this and the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car! Why did my voice go so loud? Well, that's what we're gonna find out. Or at least try to. Alright, let's do it. Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Huh? Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go! Science awaits us! February 23rd, prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. I didn't know we were going straight here. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum. Was it empty? The oil drum, kicked over by the chief prosecutor, was brimming with water. I don't even know if that was the voice I was doing. My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't really get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing blood stains with this stuff, not drinking it. Here, look, I'll lend you these glasses. Huh? You had an extra pair of those things? To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Press the A button to spray it on. Okay, let's find us some blood stains. Alright, well, they'd be over here. I can see your eyes shining behind those glasses. So is this a blood stain? It's so... Ugh. Emma, you're shaking. It's just... This is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a blood stain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. What's odd about this, scientifically? There's not much. The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Do you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there'd have to have been more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark the floor plans when we find a blood stain, okay? See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah, and this stuff's pretty handy too. I saved up my allowance to buy that. Luminol testing fluid received from one very proud-looking Emma Skye. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit their view of the case. Let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah! Feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? I guess I should give this a spur on anything suspicious. Huh. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Miss Starr! You only trust your own eyes, Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth watering. Hey everybody, Luigi369 here. Long introduction. In the last episode, well, welcome back to more Let's Play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. In the last episode, we finished the first day of court. We found out that our client was murdered in 2 different places at once. And we just tested for a bloodstain, so that's fun. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Starr, but no, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that I wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see? I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry, you lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. Ah. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr? I didn't mean to check my lawyer's badge. Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal when they faced me. They coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know, I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I could be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long they called me the cough-up queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go, fired? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case, the SL9 incident. SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean... can I present? What do you think about this? The SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note. Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know. Really? That knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over yet. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about this SL9 incident? I'd like to hear more about this SL9 incident. Do I have to present both? I would like to know more about SL9. I guess I can't know more about SL9. That's weird. Looks like Miss Sky isn't questioning. I hope the detectives aren't yelling at her. How did you kill him in 2 places at the same time? Can you imagine? How's she supposed to answer that? Wait a second. Did Mr. Gant say they'd arrested a suspect in the police department murder? Let's come back later. Everyone looks deadly serious here. Well, there was a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department. Yes, but the same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. Ugh, makes my head hurt. Well, first things first, let's go check out the police department crime scene. Yes, you sound dead set on investigating. But don't mess up or we could wind up dead. I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now. And it doesn't look like anyone's going to help us much either. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. I suppose it makes sense. The detective did get killed here after all. So the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk, here it is. She's like a kid in an amusement park. Oh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. You've already been to a real crime scene. Oh boy. the decor in this place. It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. But beyond that door is the evidence room. The scene of the crime? Sure seems that way. Oh. What's wrong? It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is if this is a guard station, where's the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. Yeah, me too. There's a rope. Look on the floor, a lasso! Looks like it's set up to trap something. A trap here? Wait, I know! Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here. He's gotta go fast. Can I really can't make the text go faster. I really can't do that. You sure have an active imagination. I wish I could make the text go faster. Yipes, these sure are prickly. They must be the real deal. I think just one big one would be sufficient. These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually. How so? Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her. Not so sure I see the resemblance. It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity. There's a security guard uniform hanging here. It's more like a costume than a uniform, honestly. Leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... what was that called again? A punchy? A paunchy? A pinchy? I know! A poochie! Wait, maybe that wasn't it. It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being. Looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here. There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. I bet we could use this computer to check out who went in and out of there. Let's just go in here. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. You thought it'd be open? I think we need someone's permission to go in there first. The swinging door makes the place look like some kind of saloon. But look, it's nailed shut. You can't get in that way. Of course not. If you went in through here, the cactus would fall over. Ouch. I'd say that be more of a yeah myself. Alright, well I guess there's nothing else for us to do here. I think this is where I got stuck my first time playing this. One of those 2 years ago, and the coffee queen. Bruce Goodman, but the same idea as made us kill at the police department. That's impossible. I wish I could be so sure. I still can't get anything about SL9 out of you. I gotta go to Edgeworth's office? Well, this place is as classy today as it was yesterday. And I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here. I'm sure he's off doing important investigations. I hope that's what he's doing. I guess we'll have to come back. Yeah, there's really not much to do. Door. Ladder, step ladder. These are all saying the same things as they were yesterday. So that's where Miss Starr saw the incident from. You can probably see quite a lot from up there. That probably means she wasn't lying when she said she saw him. The sky stab him. Where's the security guard anyway? Well, this is just something I heard. Apparently he went out to buy coffee for Miss Starr. That woman is a force to be reckoned with. Entrance, exit. rope, car. What the fuck do I do? What do I do? So presented Goodman's ID. Still nothing else to talk to her about. Presented Goodman's ID. That's not it. Presented the note. Not the shoe. I mean... There's really... yawning. There's no one else for me to talk to. What do you think, Emma? Well, where should we begin? Oh, well, isn't it obvious? We should begin with that, you know, that thing. Mystery of the victim, I guess. How could one man, Detective Goodman, killed in 2 places simultaneously? Oh, well, you see, we should go to the police department. The evidence room, was it? I'm not being very useful here, am I? No, you're being very helpful. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I know you're going through a tough time. Okay, I just skipped it. You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. There was that business with him not reading that officer's report. Ah, about the killing at the police department, right? The chief of police was right about that. I can't help but think. Someone at the police department doesn't like Edgeworth. Alright, they want to seal the police department. So there's gotta be something I missed in the guard station. Examine all this stuff. Can't exactly present anything because there's no one here. Check the computers. Can't do that. There's gotta be something I'm not. There's gotta be something I'm not looking at. Alright, I'm legit stumped, so I'll be right back. Okay, think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime? I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's why I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime? Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The whole of my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Starr. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl. I've had my testimony disregarded before. I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time. There we go. That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable to who? 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So they didn't solve it? On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. Doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence of a sort. Made up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with that case was dealt with. Some were demoted patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those? Myself and the one other person you know well. Wait, could it be? Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I meant police department security detail officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then it was over. He was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There's another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, those lunches you sell? There's only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends. Boyfriends that can help me investigate. The Star's old boyfriends. How many does she have anyway? That's when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared. We find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, rookie. What? Seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes? You should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Miss Starr? Officer Marshall, is he your, are you going out? What do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. Putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. Well, I bet I know where he is. Yep. This place is charged with frantic energy as always. Please. Huh? Wasn't that? One steak lunch, please. Oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe. Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal, now we just need evidence. The criminal? You mean... You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed in the police department? And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. It's the biggest scandal at the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto. Standing around here talking isn't gonna fill my belly. But wait, don't leave. If you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figured he's down there having a good cry. Later. He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation's off to a running start. Well, why don't we head to the detention center? Still, I do feel better about things, a little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Let's not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. What was that? Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was a perpetrator against, sir. That's what I'd say. Oh, boy. Hi. Greetings, sir. Wait, I know who you are. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I love getting interrupted. I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Officer Meekins, so you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report. No, sir, how should I say this? Wait, he isn't... Is he? You, Officer Meekins, you didn't... Did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir. What? What? Now this is an unexpected turn of events. I'd say so, Jesus! Sir, I'm a patrolman with general affairs, sir, sir! Ow, I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir. So normally there's a guard at the evidence room. That's right, sir, because the evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall? I could tell from the decor. Then, sir, I had happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person. Yow! What the heck is this guy doing? So what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. A bandage on his hand. Just like Miss Sky. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. If you have to label me as perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me victim. I would, but you happen to be in detention and alive, and, well, at that. Ah, yes, well, I suppose that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So, you didn't know him. Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. So, if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. About your hand, did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir, don't you think you should just confess? But sir, but there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. The next thing I knew, I was unconscious. Next thing you knew, you were... Huh? Then when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir, all alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? Then when I looked down from I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. Oh, the shock, the sorrow. Can you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared? That's some story. Alright, we gotta get into that evidence room. I still can't? Where the hell do I go now? Not here. Do I gotta present him with something? Shit. I'm gonna get it right eventually. Okay, well that's not it. That's not it either. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey! That's it, sir, that's it! That's it! That's what? My head was a blank until this very moment. But, sir, now I remember, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct! That card was the cause of it all. This ID card? Exactly, sir, that's exactly it. Nothing can be more exact, sir. Nothing. I'd better pry into this one a little deeper. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a little lost patrolman. A little lost lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly, he pointed a knife at me. What? Sir, I assure you I was as flustered as you are right now. What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim whom he met at the scene of the crime, didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim really was the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir! That's what I wanted to say! That is, I did say something along those lines. Huh? But you still ended up here? They told me that I had to meet him, sir. On that day at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly. No, but the videotape is quite clear. Huh? Videotape? From the security camera. The crime, my crime, the crime I swore to stamp out. It's there, it's me, it's on tape. And you waited until now to tell us this? I'm sorry, really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No thanks, I have my own. Well, I guess we better go check out the crime scene. Alright. Nah. Hey, Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives desk. It's Police Chief Gant. And you're sure this is all, hmm? You know what it means if there's anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all those drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, etc. Under his seat cushions, behind his computer monitors, inside his personal coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you can call me right away, okay? You can call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir. Well, we'll scour the place again, sir. The Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered. Ah, right, oh my boy. How you been? Swim much? Oh, Chief Gant reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Is Edward gonna be okay? Oh, oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yep, well, they had no end of trouble with the boy since last year. You mean the incident on Gourd Lake? It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, Righto? Von Karma. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court you fixed it, so he was caught for forging evidence. Well, wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of a turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation. Depending on what the inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf, too, I mean. They being the prosecutors, I assume. Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, Wright, oh, I can't just give away all our little secrets just like that. And in this particular, well, it's a little sensitive and I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets. Can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the chief of detectives trap shut. Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier. Huh? You saw that? Whoops. I wonder what it was that he wanted the chief of detectives to do. Let's see if we can discreetly ask him. Okay, we gotta definitely present him with something. I have no idea what it is, though. Present with the knife? No. 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 My attorney's badge? Alright, maybe we just go to the frickin' guard station. Still no. So this is the police mascot, isn't it? The Blue Badger, feature sergeant of police force. The design's a little changed from the one on the outside. Ah, well, the dancing Blue Badger trademark is still under development, you see. You have it trademarked? Absolutely, it's cutting-edge stuff. Very now. I showed this doll here to my daughter and she burst into tears. Don't show her the moving mock-up outside, then you'll give her nightmares. Okay, there's gotta be something I present him with. It's not the steak lunch, I didn't think it was. It's not the luminol. It's not the floor plan. It's not that. Okay, well I think I've literally presented him with everything. I don't think Edgeworth's gonna be here. No. I'm so confused. Can't talk to Emma. What exactly did the chief of police want you to do? Well, see over there, that's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. I took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here? Of course not. Well, except for this. What? You kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. Lost item report, virtually half complete. Lost item? Detective Goodman lose something? Date on is February 21st, better make a note of that just in case. Should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. Okay, now I think that's the key to go to the guard station, right? Are you freaking kidding me? Do I show this to Gant? What the hell do I do? What do I do? Oh. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought the day would come when Wright would ask me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. No, Righto. Actually, I'm sorry. I just don't need to investigate after all. Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Huh? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate the room to your heart's content. Knock yourselves out. Just goes to show, you never know until you ask. And for you, here, you can borrow this. Huh? Hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir, it's an honor. You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks. Finally. Looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID. You seem happy. Yes, sir, because, sir, we have to get into the evidence room now, sir. I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. Yeah, MEEKINS is rubbing off on her. The evidence room is beyond that door. We have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. It won't open. Aha! The card reader's turned off, see? What is that security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, what's made my Bambina's sky so gray? Officer Marshall! Why does it have to be him? What's that? Why does it have to be him look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime scene. Yeehaw. That card you got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts. Yeehaw. Well, what are you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. Crime scene's awaiting. Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if I could ask you some questions. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres. You're busy then? Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tango with us hombres. I got something that can change that. It's not that. It's this. That smell. Ah, it reminds me of Texas. So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas? No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this for my baby? Yeah, Miss Star. What's this? What? What's wrong? A filet steak lunch. I see. I don't see. I wonder what it means. Alright, Bambina, you win. Ask me anything. Finally, it seems like he's willing to talk. How does she read my mind? Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer MEEKINS at the detention center told us. That poor little doggy. Poor guy, I kept getting his name wrong, calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this. But since I got demoted from the detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look like it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know? So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy. Note, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy. There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. You mean the security camera system? I don't take the machines much. Kinda like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know? The Star told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in the prairie fire. You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you? That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it. What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name so many times, and no one tells us what actually happened. There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago. The day of our case. That's right. The evidence transferals. Edward was talking about the transferals too. I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do. Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen! Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras. Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. Nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours. And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman are on one of those tapes? I reckon they might be. You're the security guard, you reckon? One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. That's the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passes through. So this is the ID card record. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina, I can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. Maybe there's some way I can prove that this record's tied to the stabbing. See this? This is the victim's ID card. Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot? The number on this is 5842189. Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again. Yep, there it is. Look at the 4th number, it's a perfect match! It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. But wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So you asked the Detective Goodman to show his ID card? What did he do? That's the thing, suddenly he pointed a knife at me! If he had his ID card, then why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. Add to the court record. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about? We keep only evidence solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see? So what happens to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault, the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February. I see now. Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated. And that happened to SL9 2 days ago. It's quiet. The investigation here must be over. So this is the evidence excuse me. So this is the evidence room. It's really kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Eek! Whoa! So sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So is it true what I heard? Why am I giving him the southern accent now? Right, oh please, do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourselves out. Yeah, it's true. So Chief of Police Gant. Will loan anyone $50? Even me? Oh, so that's what you're talking about. Sorry guys, hang on. Actually, I'm put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today? Boss for a day. But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so you're a boss for a day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this. Add to the court record. So, Detective Gumshoe, you're a boss for the day? That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation again. I'm adamant, though. I'm going to take control of this and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Haha, of course. I am a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open. I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee now, right? They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in the court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed and only one detective can open it. Using their ID cards? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my third out card since entering the force already. That sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint? Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coded with a fingerprint. See, the only locker we can open is our own. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles? On the other side of the handle is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it, zap, you get a shock! If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Wow, look at this big pile of junk in the corner. That looks like a car door. There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame. Maybe the guy they caught was some sort of escape artist and he got away. Hey, that's one of those human profiles for age testing. He's been shot square in the forehead. Better him than us. That's true. There's something sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case. Where did Detective Gumshoe put this here? Here we go, pal, making me out to be some kind of slob. Not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was opened recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck all about some silly evidence? Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot, too. I didn't like a shirt under that trench coat, either. If you're going to talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal. This place is stuffed with evidence. Evidence of dreams. I'm not so sure about the dreams. It won't open. Did you really think it would? Hey pal, our security is high-tech around here. I'm sorry, my girlfriend has been texting me during this recording session recently, so I have been responding to that at the same time as trying to play the game. Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here. What sorry-looking fishing pole that is? Ah, that's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it. Wait, I've seen that somewhere before. Right, pal, that's the metal detector. The one that led to the solving of the case out on Gourd Lake, remember? Oh, right. Wow, that feels like it was ages ago. And, I don't think I've seen this one before. Oh, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it'll come in handy solving some case sooner or later. That cheap-looking box? You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. You gotta look at their heart. Alright, let's slide on over here. Look, this one's open! And the red indicator light above it is lit! The locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker? Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be hard to get open again if we closed it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. It says blood stain. What's this? Blood! It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. Looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright! What if there are other blood stains left in the room? We should use our testing fluid to check it out. Probably a good idea. Allow me to say one thing. Speaking as a detective. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing. Nothing. That's fine. You bet it's fine, pal. I guess I can't. I guess I have to investigate something else specifically. Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from the case. The case? The SL9 case, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces here? Another piece of SL9 evidence. I don't know what shape these pieces were in before whatever was broken. Do you want to try to put it back together? Ha! Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Well, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tub of glue. This piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Not that one, I don't think. Not that one. That one. Oh, this one. No? Oh, there we go. Okay, they got that little groove at the bottom there. Is it this one? Yep. And then here, this one should be easy. This one? Yeah, it's gotta be that one. Bada bing. Bada boom. Bada bang, bada pow. There's a big piece missing. Uh-huh. Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. Yeah, I got that far in 2 minutes myself. Problem is finishing it. Were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. I kind of understand how it got broken. Examine that. Put the piece together, makes a jar. Well, you know, say yeah. Someone left a glove here, but it's only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe. Here you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know. You mean SL9. It does have a tag on it. What is the saw and paint doing here? Since the dawn of time, True art has always been a war against oppression. True art? I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger. Well, you might say this is my studio. Here in the evidence room. Oh, X to spray. I knew it! This is someone's alright. This is someone's handprint. What? What's the matter, detective? This locker! It's mine! It's yours? Please! You have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise that you'll testify I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plan. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. What? But you're a detective! Do you have any more anywhere? Aha! That must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman. Was I actually an alien? This proves that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make a note of it on our floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. I'm just gonna kind of do this. Not seeing anything. Oh. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he flew out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow 50 bucks from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. I'm not trying to move, I'm trying to talk. Okay, now I legit have no idea what we're supposed to be presenting. Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who come in here at the time of the murder. Whoa! But what is it? The second number. It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth! What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth! What? Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? Edgeworth better be at this damn inquisitorial meeting. God damn it. Time to go all the way back. Okay, well, you're not gonna be any help. Yeah, it's Edgeworth. Did I miss a blood sample? I will once again be right back. What am I not getting? Okay, I'm back. They were supposed to present him with a knife? Detective Goodman's note and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the SL9 connection? That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from the case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. Well, that was a bloody, violent case. Violent, so it was a murder? A serial killing. A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. But the killer made a mistake, and Mr. Edgeworth built this case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight, and started the rumor mill. Rumors about forged evidence. It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Oh, what do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So that switchblade knife. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself. Hey pal, look at the time. Was there something you need to be going to? It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to give them my report for the day. It might help, you know. Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he could use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. Yeah, I agree. I've been trying to this entire time. God damn it. Alright. You... Ah, I guess. My apologies. Oh, it's you! Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long! Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Right. Does the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe is looking for you. Ah, yes, he brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. So how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I conceal evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened. They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes, any further investigation of this case will be directed by the Chief of Police, Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you, why? All along I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still, well, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Oh, right, I better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? Record of ID card usage. Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. The Chief of Police? He wanted this evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbing, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. I'm curious about this other case. I don't make a note of it. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. Right, please. I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea? I'll pass on the tea, just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright, Edward just told you no in a very polite manner. Whose side are you on, anyway? Maybe if I just show him my best evidence, I can get some reaction out of him. Okay, yep. I gotta find the exact right evidence here. Is it the glove? What the hell is the evidence I'm supposed to show him? The knife? Oh shit, it was the knife. I'm gonna go back and read that dialogue really quick. I apologize. It looked like it was gonna be the same thing as before. Okay. Hang on, one second. Let me just pull up this. I guess this is unrelated. He must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. I guess there was another way to get this answer. Okay, so apparently you can also present him with the knife and get that, but I'm gonna redo this really quick. I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident? And some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in? You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. Okay, yep, okay, I got the rest of it. Okay. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too then. He was a top officer and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is why a deputy chief of police was on the investigation. In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister, what? If you were still studying forensic science? Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid, Well then, you might have use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints! It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I have no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, no need to thank me. Here, take your powder on these fingerprints files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Well, then let's get going on one last investigation. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. I do too, and I gotta walk all the way frickin' back there. Oh, at least she's gone, so I don't have to hear that music anymore. Oh, everybody's gone. Alright. Investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here in this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. I mean, the thumb would be the best one. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. I'm starting to get that sparkle in her eye. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? With the A button, see? Ah, looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Huh? How do I do that? With the X button. Exciting, I know. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Wow, that looks like fun. Might take some getting used to, though. It's fine, it won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. Guess I better give it a try. So yeah, you're just gonna want to really press the A button a bunch. Aha! You did it! You found one! But it looks like this... Well, but this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? Person who left this handprint some worn gloves. Don't tell me we're wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigation. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, at least, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Look at the locker door closely again. Seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. Yeah, right here. There we go. There's a print. Is that not good enough yet? There we go. Yay! A print so clear it's dazzling! Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's batch it up right away. So we're not done yet? This is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth. And point out the person that you think left these prints. Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was? I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. Sue's fingerprint would most likely be found on this evidence locker. Well, it's a swirl print. Not that one. Big gumshoes. Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking so what. Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint location. Let's check it out. Yeah, there was. This is where we got a luminol fluid reaction, right? Right! There's a handprint here! Okay, wanna try using this? There goes our eye sparkling again. Alright, let's check it for prints. That's the spirit! Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any print in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints? Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me. Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand? Okay, we got a bit of a reaction here. Yeah, get some up here. Get a little more down here. And somehow I'm still not dusted enough. There we go. Could be that one. It's Marshall. Hey, these fingerprints, whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma. This is decidedly different. This is decidedly different from Gumshoe's print. Luminol reaction, the blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh! So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped blood stain. But why would Officer Marshall... Looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you call decisive evidence. I don't believe it.